Today, we are strapping in for something truly monumental. We're breaking down the first epic trailer for Christopher Nolan's new film, The Odyssey.
It's just a colossal undertaking for any filmmaker.
Mhm.
Hey, for Nolan, who is so obsessed with scale and time, it feels almost inevitable. Our mission today is to go deeper than just a shot-by-shot summary.
Right.
We want to analyze what choices we're seeing, how Nolan is visualizing this 20-year nightmare, and what that signals for the whole film.
Okay, so let's set the stage, because for anyone who needs a quick refresher, the basic story is Odysseus, a hero from the Trojan War, is just trying to get home to his island Ithaca.
Sounds so simple,
I
right?
feel like he's just missed his flight or something.
But that's the tragedy of it. The trailer makes it clear right away. The journey home isn't just a long trip. It becomes a decade, a full 10-year ordeal.
And that's on top of the decade he already spent fighting in Troy. So we're talking about a man gone from home for a grueling 20 years.
20 years. I mean, that is pure Nolan territory, isn't it? The temporal catastrophe. It's interstellar. It's Inception. It's this idea that the real horror isn't the monster, it's the lost time.
So it's not just a survival story.
No, it's about what it means to come back after all that time. You're essentially a ghost. You're walking into a life that just moved on. The film seems to be promising a meditation on sacrifice.
Which makes the stakes feel so human, even when the obstacles are, completely supernatural.
Absolutely.
And the trailer teases the big ones, the heavy hitters. We see glimpses of what looks like Circe, Calypso, and of course, the Cyclops.
But there's this one voiceover line that just anchors all that chaos. It's Odysseus saying, "Nothing could stand between my men and home, not even me."
I love that line, the way he says, "not even me." What do you make of that?
Well, it's an admission, isn't it? It implies that he knows he is a potential obstacle. His pride, his ego, his need for glory, that's what so often gets his men killed in the myth.
And that line plays over these beautiful shots of his ships sailing on the open sea. It's this powerful, determined image.
Exactly. But the trailer immediately undercuts it. As he's making that vow, we see these quick cuts of violence, of his crew just being torn apart by these supernatural forces.
So his determination is almost tragically naive. He can save himself, but he can't save them.
That's the guarantee, I think. The survival of one man at the cost of everyone else. It sets this incredibly melancholic tone.
Okay, that's a perfect setup for the visuals. Let's dive into the casting and the first few shots, because the trailer opens with a real gut punch.
It really does. We don't start with glory or victory. The very first shot is of graves. Just rows and rows of soldiers' graves right after the siege of Troy.
It immediately tells you this isn't a triumphal war story. It's about the cost.
It's all about the aftermath.
Yeah.
And from there, we move to this key meeting. We see Matt Damon as Odysseus, and he's kneeling before Agamemnon, who's played by Benny Safdie.
It establishes the hierarchy, right?
Yeah.
Before he can be a king at home, he's a subordinate here.
And the casting is so interesting. Damon has that every man grit you need. But it was Agamemnon's look that just set the internet on fire.
Yes. The armor. Let's get into it.
The armor. You saw the discussion, I'm sure. People immediately pointed out it looks nothing like Bronze Age Greek armor. The complaint was that it looked like
Batman armor. It looks like something out of one of his other movies.
Exactly. And the classics purists were, not happy. But I think this is the aha moment. This is a deliberate choice from Nolan.
You don't think it was just an oversight?
No way. He's not making a documentary. He's adapting a myth. By giving Agamemnon armor that a modern audience immediately reads as powerful, as heroic, he's creating a visual shorthand.
So he's focusing on the archetype, the ruthless king.
Precisely. It bypasses the need for a history lesson. You see that armor and you think, that's a powerful leader. It's about the feel, not the historical minutia.
That's a great lens to view it through. And from there, the trailer shifts focus completely. It goes from the world of war to the world he's trying to get back to.
We get these gorgeous sweeping shots of the royal palace in Ithaca. It's everything he's fighting for.
And we see the family, Anne Hathaway as his wife, Penelope.
Who just personifies loyalty, right?
Absolutely. And their son, Telemachus, is played by Tom Holland.
And that casting is so crucial. Hathaway brings this resilience, this weariness of a woman who's been holding everything together for 20 years. And Holland.
He's the son who grew up without a father.
Right. So Odysseus isn't just fighting to get back to a place. He's fighting to mend this completely broken family. The emotional weight is huge.
Okay, so the family is the anchor, but the journey is the spectacle. Let's get into the mythical gauntlet, because some of these visuals are just breathtaking. What jumped out at you?
The scale is immense, but for me, the moment that perfectly captures the tone is the Trojan Horse.
Oh, that shot of him pulling it out of the ocean. It looks heavy. So physically real, you feel the effort.
Yes, it turns this legendary trick into this brutal physical labor. But then there's the shot inside the horse.
That was shocking.
It's so tense. One of Odysseus's men gets stabbed by a sword coming through the wooden exterior.
Which means the enemy is right there, just outside.
And the other men have to clamp their hands over his mouth to silence his screams so they're not discovered.
It's just devastating. I mean, the cruelty of that. The necessary cruelty. Survival demands they effectively kill one of their own to save the mission.
It's an impossible ethical choice.
Yeah.
And it tells you, if they're willing to do that before the journey even begins, what compromises are coming when they face the real monsters.
Speaking of, we get our glimpse of the Cyclops.
Yeah.
In the cave, Polyphemus.
And this is where it gets really interesting from a filmmaking perspective. The creature is going to be played by Bill Irwin, who is a genius physical performer.
Okay.
And Nolan's commitment to practical effects is on full display. It's reported the Cyclops is going to be done with miniatures and animatronics.
Wow. In a world of CGI, that's a statement.
It's all about weight, about presence. When Matt Damon is reacting to a physical thing in the room with him, even a massive puppet, the terror feels tactile. You can almost feel the ground shake. It's not just a digital painting.
And we see other hints of that. There's that shot of the men just running for their lives from something in a dark, tight space. It's so claustrophobic.
It is. And then the trailer takes us somewhere even darker. The dip into the underworld.
Yeah, that was suitably creepy.
We see Odysseus witnessing undead soldiers literally rising from the ground. It's like his trauma and his failures are being made manifest right in front of him.
Confronting all the men he couldn't save.
And you can't tell this story without the ones responsible for all of it. The gods. The trailer makes that explicit.
Right, with that shot of the men battling the sea itself. It's not just a storm.
No, the trailer is clear. This is Poseidon. This is divine wrath. This is personal. He's punishing Odysseus for blinding his son, the Cyclops.
So every wave that crashes over the deck, it's an attack. It turns the journey into a prolonged execution attempt.
That's the blend right there. The physical weight of the animatronics and the existential dread of knowing a god is actively trying to kill you. It just signals a relentless film.
Okay, so after all that horror and spectacle, the trailer brings us back home. It grounds us again with this final quiet scene between Odysseus and Penelope.
And it's just heartbreaking. She asks him to promise he'll return. And after everything we've just seen him face, his response is, "What if I can't?"
That line just hangs there. It's not a hero boasting. It's a man who understands the odds are impossible. It's so vulnerable.
It's the entire psychological cost of the journey summed up in one question. He knows it's likely fatal. His doubt is what makes him so relatable.
It's what makes it work. You have this 3,000-year-old story. We all know how it ends. He gets home. But the trailer makes that journey feel so uncertain. It shifts the question from, will he make it, to
what will be left of him when he does. Exactly.
And that kind of leaves us with a final thought, I think, for you, the listener.
The tension in a story like this, where the ending is inevitable, isn't about the what, it's about the how, it's about the suffering. So, knowing that he has to make it back to fulfill the myth, how does that change the weight of his doubt? Of him asking, what if I can't? What does a promise even mean when a god is trying to kill you? That emotional math. That's what this film seems to be all about.